good today. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good today. Jumping out that motherfucking Bentley. Rolling in that got some new Balenci's. Walking with a pocket full of Benjis. I'm a 10-piece. I look real good today. 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 Dive in the pussy like scuba. Mommy look good, she from Cuba. All white like cocaine. Gang. Spend a lot of money on my chain. Keep me a strap like Rambo. Bah. Dog hit my phone, that Fernando. I was trapping, cooking in a bando. Look at my face, clase mango. I look real good today. 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 Jumping out the motherfucking Bentley. Rolling in, I got some new Balenci's. Walking with a pocket full of Benjis. I'm a 10-piece. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good today.
You believe it or not, this is Verbose.xyz hanging out tonight. I am the mad scientist Miles Zobrod. Here on fire, absolute fucking fire tonight. Just because I can't even believe that this music is real. It blows my fucking mind. Tonight I am also joined by my man Crafter, aka my dick run hot, aka Black Jesus, aka 2-for-1 RB Special, aka the revolutionary that never stood up, but he sat down because he was tired. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I look real good. I look real good today.
Bro, like, it's not often that you always find the most pure, most uncut, most raw ignorance in existence. But tonight, you really outdid yourself, my dude. And I think this is an artist people know, right?
Yeah,
this
OT Genesis. I love with the cocoa.
And he sounded retarded in that too, but not as retarded. Yeah. But this isn't just like some random meme.
No, he's gone full past the spectrum, and now he looks good today.
I look real good today. I look real good. Oh God, it's real.
It's real.
Sweet and condensed ignorance at its finest. Kind of like what the world is doing these days. It's just a picture window into everything that's happening. Like fucking Michigan's flooded and shit, and there's coronavirus everywhere, and the government's coming for you and surveilling you, and on top of that, I look real good today. This is the shit your kids are listening to. Like, your kids right now are fucking sitting on TikTok watching retards, like, make faces into screens and screech. And they're listening to songs like this from OT Genesis. I look good. It's obviously the apocalypse, man. It's all over.
And if it's not, is it worth saving? Is it worth saving? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I don't either. My condolences to the Don, aka the Grand Poobah. He came down with coronavirus and is now fighting for his life. He's coofed out. He's fighting for his life. This might be his last show.
Good luck, Poobah.
Good luck, Grand Poobah. Hope you make it through and they don't put you on a respirator. He went into the hospital, what was it, last Friday after the show, and he had a hangnail. Turns out it was Koof. Our thoughts and prayers go out to you, Grand Poobah. Yeah. So what the fuck is up tonight, Crafter? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just swimming in the ocean of fail that is America.
Yeah.
And just the trying really, getting really hard to the point of seeing a positive outcome or positive future from all this bullshit of these dire times, of these challenging times, of these different times, of these unprecedented times of. I also heard in a commercial they called it "these times." During these times, like this is just fucking
Mm.
a casual thing now. Like it's fucking. I hate this shit. I hate this shit.
Yeah,
I
it
hate
gives
the
you
lack
this.
of guidance. I hate the arguments. I hate that it's turned political immediately. I hate that fucking we have no fucking idea fucking how we're gonna get back jobs. We have no idea how we're gonna restart economy. We're losing businesses that were around for hundreds of fucking years or 100+ years. It's it's getting dire. We're seeing the dominoes fall that we worried about months ago, and there's no relief in sight.
Yeah. It's like they planned it in such a way, or rather, it unfolded in such a way that it feel in how the media presented it and how the government responded to it. It's like it's always been that way. It's like you can think back the past 3 months and you can't remember a time when it wasn't COVID world, you know? And I feel like it's done people a disservice. Or, again, like the Trump campaign has kind of done, COVID in a way has kind of like removed the veil even further of humanity and showing what our true colors are, which is like be afraid of everything, stay away from people, and be conquered. That's what it feels like. You know,
and report your neighbors, report your people in your community, report them to the police if you think they're violating the new laws that we've never seen in writing.
Oh my god, dude, fuck. I hate it. We just like go right into COVID. It's like this didn't exist before. We used to talk about so many other cool things, bro. Did you know that original Xbox, there's a team right now called Insignia that they're rebooting Xbox Live 1.0. So you can fucking buy an original Xbox, hop on that motherfucker, get your copy of Halo 1, and use a DNS and a login process, which they have not perfected yet, and be able to play that shit online on your Xbox. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think it's amazing that you can game like it's 2004 when we're economically moving back to there so far. So
it's kind of true, man, and it becomes more accessible to people. Like, I think that's why in like Central and South America, you see a lot of people still playing Xbox and using those networks like Xlink Kai and shit like that, because it's affordable, it's cheap. You know, you can find an Xbox fucking anywhere. Flea markets around these parts, man, fucking $20. I pay $15 to $20 per Xbox. Throw that out there. That's what it's all about.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty affordable. Anybody to fucking play some games, get some retro in. The fucking ISOs are all over the internet, goddamn everywhere.
Yeah, right. But do you think Xbox Live will 1.0 reboot could ever take off?
No, I don't think it'll take off. But I'll tell you, like, I will be there. I played those games heavily. I'll show up for a launch. Sure. I don't know if I can maintain playing that shit anymore. Like, goddamn, this is a decade ago, son.
Son. Oh my god! But only if you could mod the fuck out of it. I have big hopes for it. I like retro gaming like this. I think it's something that'll be fun to play. I'd like to maybe have the actual software to be able to host it. I think that would be super cool, and I think that would lead way into being able to like host your own mods. Because there's some modded versions of Xbox or of Halo, Halo 1 and 2 out there that are pretty fun. The possibilities are endless. So that's one thing in technology right now I'm pretty stoked about. Obviously, also everyone's talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 being free.
It's free.
And I'm not gonna lie, I got that shit.
Yeah, grab one. I already had one. I grabbed another one. Everybody grab a couple. Fuck it.
When is that deal over?
The 21st. The 21st. That is today. It might be over already. I don't even fucking know. I can check for you.
Oh, you guys are fucked. Also, you can see on the ticker here, fucking Bitcoin's a little bit down. It was at 87 earlier, 8,700 earlier today. I'm surprised it's at 9,100 sitting currently. But that's only one metric of economy. I feel like we get too fixated on this these days, especially the stock market. How do you feel about? I don't know. In my mind, it seems like Trump has one. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but he has one metric on how to judge the economy prior to Koof, and that would be looking at the stock market. It was always more of an emphasis there than I've ever seen. You know.
Wow.
The Koof is real, though. No doubt that the Koof is real. I got some fucking juicy clips tonight too for you, man. And a lot of shit going on. Michigan's flooded right now. We got the president taking hydrochloric. I almost said hydrochloric. We got the president taking
Up his butthole.
That's how he bleaches it.
GTA update. GTA 5 is no longer free. Sorry. It ended just 27 minutes ago. Now Sid Meier's Civilization 6 is now free.
Interesting.
So grab that. Play that instead.
You would play that.
Fuck GTA, I guess. I don't know.
You would play Sid Meier's, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like for like once, and then I'd be done. Like, okay, I experienced that for 6 hours straight and didn't move from my chair. My asshole's numb. Now I'm not playing that game anymore. That's like heroin, dude. It's like fucking heroin. Don't play this shit, kids. It's not good for you.
But if it was Red Alert, you'd play it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Same thing though. It's like hours and hours go by. You have no idea what's happening.
Right. Does that happen to you with GTA 5? Because I haven't played it.
Not me. A lot of people get sucked in. They're fucking grinding, getting new cars, houses, starting businesses, doing fucking missions, and fucking teaming up with people. Like, I just like robbing stores and stealing jets, dude. I do two things. Fuck that game.
I imagine myself playing the game and just doing all the drone missions so I can unlock that and then flying drones the whole time. It'd become an FPV simulator for me. And so in the same way, I'd be bored with it. I would be play it boring, rather. That's literally how I see myself playing. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, only thing I do is go hunting for fucking... I just go hunting and try to find epic pelts. That's literally all I do.
Hunting simulator, like Big Buck 2020.
Right, third person Big Buck 2020. That's exactly it, dude. If you're finding us for the first time, we are verbose.xyz, the verbosity of being verbose. Verbose.xyz is our website. Check us out. That's where all our links and stuff are. And we might have a little platform change in the future. We've done this a couple times. The live thing is weird. I feel like in some ways we're forcing a conversation. Like the reasons you and I got into this whole thing was because of the amazing, elaborate conversations that we have. And when you're doing something live and you're looking at current events and you're like studying things that were going on and trying to provide content for people out there, it just kind of like in some ways dulls the experience. I think we might be getting the content out, but we're not getting the same intensity that we could get out like recording shit, you know. We'll do premieres and things like that, but in the future look for a little bit of change and shit. Regardless, subscribe to all of our things. They are out there. And yeah, hit us up. Send me an email. Join our Discord. That's what we do around here. It's all about the verbosity of communication. Being able to have these conversations with people on a level where it becomes the collective consciousness, the cybernetic hive mind that's able to have discussions and balance based on a fact kind of scientific level. It bugs me. That's the thing that really bugs me about like politics is politicians are really quick to be like, this is science, right? But not really know the science and just saying that it's science to validate their point. You know what I mean? I feel like both sides do it. One side does it for energy, right? Like, this is science and this is how it works and this is what we know what the impact is and it's not bad. The good weighs out the bad. And then on the other side, it's like, CO2 bad. Fucking, we need to pay taxes so that this happens. We gotta lower the population. Make sure you take a vaccine. By the way, it's gonna have a sterilant in it. How do you give any validity to that? Like the whole idea of like, the whole globalist idea of like, lessening the population. Or culling the population.
They definitely have been caught giving sterilizations to women in third world countries before, in Africa. to Indigenous women in America, to any mentally challenged person, definitely during a period in our country, without documenting it or discussing it. So
Wow.
somehow they got those orders from somewhere. And for it to be widespread is even weirder. Like somehow some globalist is able to convince people that it's the compassionate answer.
Right, exactly. That the idea is that these, as a nation as a whole, they suffer as more children are born, and because more children are born, more children die. So if we just prevent children from being born, less children will die. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. Forgetting that, like, the history has shown that one individual can do a drastic influence, especially coming from a poor area, and it can improve their community situation a lot. Kind of how we built these countries. And it's like trying to prevent them from having their own, inborn leadership.
That's what bugs me about these organizations. Is it's like super amounts of money, small amounts of people talking to each other, and then making decisions that aren't discussed with anybody else. They take those decisions and they go to the most vulnerable of people. People in Africa that don't have running water. People in tribal areas that don't have running water, and don't have waste management systems and things like that. People that are truly suffering. It's like, oh, here you go. Your culture doesn't even get a chance to exist. We're gonna make sure, because being poor, that's the problem. Being poor. It doesn't matter what color you are, so long as you're rich as fuck. That's where the colorblind kicks in.
Yeah, racism is a divide against the classes because they don't want class warfare.
Interesting. And as a result, certain cultures, certain races are put down by the experience. It's only ones that don't succumb to that kind of brainwashing of, like, this is how you are because of your color. You know what I mean? It's like, and maybe I'm being racist by saying this, but it seems passed on in some of these cultures, right? From, like, families. It's like the powers that be don't even have to. The narrative already exists. It's already like they've injected their narrative into them, and they just pass it on to themselves. That's where it got racist when I said they, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, racism is like what separates, like, two young boys living in the same town, maybe like on different sides of the city, who are both being beaten by their fathers, both fucking live in fucking, hostile environments, both, are maybe in crime-ridden families. One's black, one's white, and that stops them from able to talk to each other because there's racism involved as well, even though they shared the same experience in the same city. Like this, I mean, or at least similar experience, maybe not the same, similar experience. And that's kind of a tragedy too, that that you can't allow people to experience victimization to, in certain senses, to unite because they're different color.
Right. Fuck, dude. Exactly. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And color being a divide is only a figment of our imagination, told to us in fairy tales by racists that came before us. Then again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't say it. It just means you gotta call bullshit when you can call bullshit. Do you think, though, that there's a mass awakening right now with what's going on? Do you think more people are getting hip or privy to, like, the constraints of globalism and social control, like, coming in? Do you think more people are aware of that?
Some, not enough. Not enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Word. What does enough look like?
In this situation, it's hard to say. During a pandemic, but like it shouldn't have turned. Everything gets turned in our country into a discussion of collectivism or individualism. It's either the good of everybody or whoever can do for themselves. And it seems like that's really where our division comes politically, morally, everything. And then it's really like a discussion of, like, where is the soul of America lie?
The thing is, I don't think we should have to choose between individualism and collectivism. I think that they're two sides to a coin, but those two sides make the coin. And in some ways, you kind of have to have both. Like, when you work a job, you hire individuals to work at that place. And their individual traits make up how that business runs, much as society, much as a family, much as a neighborhood. And though, yes, in America, individualism is very important, it's not the end-all, be-all. In a lot of ways, divides us. You know, like, I'm going to be a YouTube star, right? I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to fucking get TikTok famous. These are things that distract us from the bigger picture of what's going on. Then you have the other, you know, extreme of it, of like people who are defective communists or anarchists that have their own, you know, bases and such, and plan the overthrow of the government. You know, that's like extreme hive mind, you know, craziness, which I'm sure exists on both sides. I'm just using that as an example. But, you know, in between that, the merger of the two looks more like how a business is run, you know, how a football team is run. You know, each individual works together to create, you know, to complete a task, to complete a goal. And the individual itself is a building block of what nations are. You know, I feel like if we go back to like the golden age of things, when, you know, steel workers were fucking on high rises, like tied off by merely a rope, if anything, fucking eating lunch, you know, 40 stories up with the wind blowing and shit. And these weren't huge people. These were just strong minds, strong-willed people that were able to complete an amazing goal by hand. And I think if you ask someone that was a steel, you know, a steel construction worker back in the 20s, 30s, you ask them what was more important, the group or themselves, I think they would be more of a mind that the group would be. You know? Whereas today, you could even ask someone who claims to be a communist or a socialist, or a collectivist in some sort of way, and still, deep down, the self would probably be more important than anything else. I would argue.
Yeah.
But I would argue a lot of things.
Do you think like those steel workers in the 20s and 30s and shit, like the stuff they built, like do you think they expected us to maintain those things, or do you think like they were like, yeah, good job, we're done, and just leave it? Like dams and stuff that they built in the 30s.
Right? Or the fucking rail systems. Dude,
yeah.
Like, you know, you and I are about the same age. Like, when fucking, you know, in the 90s when Amtrak was having several derails and shit like that, you know, kind of didn't, like, train travel kind of fell off the radar. People still travel by train, but these rails are basically fucking rotting where they stand. You know, we don't take care of infrastructure at all.
When they built it, do you think their intention was like build once and forget it, or do you think they thought we would maintain it? Those hard workers in the 20s and 30s.
I feel like they felt like we would maintain it. I think that when putting something in place and putting your hard work, you think that when you have kids, you're going to pass on this amazingness to them. They're going to have the same appreciation and mind of it, and they're of course going to want to put their efforts into keeping it going. The farthest was from the truth, though. Like, if you go from golden age to baby boomers are like, yeah, whatever, man, peace and love.
Yeah, and the baby boomers have had control of our country now for 50 years. And now we're seeing a lot of problems.
Are you seeing some correlation here? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you know,
like dams failing and stuff, like Katrina and Michigan.
Michigan, dude. Fuck, bruh. I got a clip for that. Let's hit this clip about, so that the world as we know it knows exactly what we're talking about here. Which screen am I going to? Yeah, no, it's this one. Fuck yeah, here we go. This is ABC News talking about 2 dams fail in Michigan. Here we go.
Now to the latest on a catastrophic flooding Devastating Michigan after those two dams collapsed. Rob Marciano is there in Midland for us this morning. Good morning, Rob.
Hi, good morning, Michael. It has been another historic May for rain across the Great Lakes, but especially here in mid-Michigan, where the rivers and reservoirs just couldn't handle it anymore. And this is the result. Bridges either underwater or completely washed away. And then downstream, as you get closer to Main Street, the library, the courthouse, seeing water there, as this river is at levels never been seen before. The infrastructure that was built to hold back this water, well, it failed.
This morning, the residents of Midland, Michigan reeling from cataclysmic flooding after two dam failures. Buildings ripped from their
two dam failures. He loved saying that. You know he did.
Foundations and families who had been practicing social distancing to leave their homes. Mark Musselman and his wife lost everything as the powerful water tore through their home.
I mean, it went so fast compared to how slowly it gained that you could sit there and just literally watch all your stuff going down the lake and over the dike, and you were helpless.
Across central Michigan, scenes of waterlogged misery. This man swimming through chest-high water to see what's left of his home. Federal regulators had reportedly warned that both of the dams that failed on Tuesday were high risk.
Regarding the dams, the state of Michigan is reviewing every potential legal recourse that we have.
The National Guard stepping in.
See, the other video I had some really funky people in there, but this governoress, another one of those fucking governoresses, is like literally coming out after this happening, being like, I know we're fucked right now and it's stay-at-home order, but make sure you keep wearing your masks. Make sure you keep social distancing. Fucking blows my mind.
Delivering crucial supplies and safely transporting survivors to evacuation sites.
Do you think she sabotaged the dam?
Do I think that?
Yeah, do you think it's possible?
That thought never came to my mind. I mean, if you think about it, like, what better way to like displace people and like take back, you know, the earth taking back from the humans, right? Just let all the dams go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, or like, you know, you won't let me declare emergency? We'll see what your emergency.
Right. Exactly. Fuck, dude. I wonder. That's interesting. I think even Alex Jones was talking about how they were the like Sierra Club and places like this were talking about like getting rid of all the dams and things like that. That's intense to me. And again, one of those ideas of like population control and like the earth is more important than humans. Which I think a lot of people believe that. I don't know. I don't think that we should be talking about population control ever. You know, if you want to, I don't think that any measure should be, sure, use contraceptives and things like that. I don't think that we should ever be talking, anyone should have a choice, right? It should be free will per individual. And if they're making mistakes and things like that, that doesn't mean that, you know, their generations to come have to suffer for that. You disagree?
We'll see.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens here.
We'll see what damn happens.
I don't know, you know, like, if it is all about the Earth taking it back, the Earth could slough us off at any time. So why do humans have to be involved in that process? I think that's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, or maybe it's just more of like what we were, guessing, 50 episodes. It's trying to bring on the end of the world. It's trying to make prophecies look real and fucking put in a Mashiach and fucking, we want Mashiach now.
We want Mashiach now. We don't want to wait. Hey! Good point. Good point. We can't lose sight of the agenda, right? Of the master plan.
That's the master plan. They want to end the world, so the more destruction, the more problems, and that's good for them.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Give us this false
Jared Kushner.
Fucking for real, dude. On our 66th episode, of course. There's something with it. Don't forget about HR 6666. the giving the CDC power to create a vaccine to roll out.
Don't forget about Jared Kushner owning 666 Fifth Avenue in New York City. Don't
Oh,
forget
damn.
about that either.
That is very, very true.
Very valuable property, 666 Fifth Avenue. He might have recently sold it, but he owned it. That motherfucker.
Fuck Jared Kushner. Fuck
Shit.
Jared Kushner. Yeah, wow. But he had that clip where he was saying one thing over and over again. I can't remember. What the fuck was that? It turns out he wasn't that eloquent, you know what I mean? It was
He
like
was
that
the
hockey
greatest.
player.
He's the greatest speaker. I was hiring for everything. Greatest guy.
He's gonna take care of our problems in Israel and Palestine. He's the greatest. Speaking of the commander-in-chief, what do you think about Donald Trump being all up on that hydroxychloroquine?
I mean, I'm not a fucking scientist, but I don't even fucking take vitamins, so I don't know what this fucker is doing. Why? But he always pops Sudafed, and he fucking has Adderall, and now he's taking this shit and some zinc. So, I mean, I don't know, this fucking looks like a great cocktail of just fucking let the good times roll, you know?
It's fucking Trump cornucopia over here. Well, let's hear it from the orange man's mouth himself. Donald Trump says he takes hydroxychloroquine. Here we go.
A lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
What?
I happen to be taking it. Hydroxychloroquine? I'm taking it. Hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, started taking it.
Do you think it was a couple of weeks ago?
A lot of good stories. And
Maybe.
if it's not good,
I mean,
I'll tell you right.
8 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. Excuse me. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. No, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, you know, I hope they come up with some answer. But I think people should be allowed to. I got a letter from a doctor the other day from Westchester, New York, around the area. He didn't want anything. He just said, sir, I have hundreds of patients, and I give them hydroxychloroquine. I give them the Z-Pak, which is zithromycin, and I give them zinc. And out of the hundreds of patients, many hundreds, over 300 patients, I haven't lost one. He said, please keep pressing that, sir. I think, for whatever it's worth, I take it. I would have told you that 3-4 days ago, but we never had a chance because you never asked me the question.
Did the White House doctor recommend that you take that? Is that why you're taking it?
Yeah, White House doctor. I didn't recommend. No, I asked him, what do you think? He said, well, if you'd like it. I said, yeah, I'd like it. I'd like to take it. A lot of people are taking it. A lot of frontline workers are taking hydroxychloroquine. A lot of I don't take it because, hey, people said, oh, maybe he owns the company. No, I don't know the company. You know what? I want the people of this nation to feel good. I don't want them being sick. And there's a very good chance that this has an impact, especially early on. But you look at frontline workers, you look at doctors and nurses, a lot of them are taking it as a preventative. And they're taking, totally unrelated, but they take the Z-Pak or the zithromycin for possible infection. Now, I haven't taken that other than an original dose because all you need, you don't have to take it simultaneously. But the zinc you do take. So I'm taking the two, the zinc and the hydroxy. And all I can tell you is, so far, I seem to be okay.
So there you have it.
So far, I seem to be okay.
So far, he seems to be okay. He did not die. He has not died yet. He is alive. Oh, shit, let me get a light on here. Boop. Ah, so much better. Yeah. What do you think? Is it real life? Are they hiding the hydroxychloroquine from us?
I mean, there's definitely going to be a big rush on it now, for sure. Good luck getting it.
No, I bet you can get it. I bet you can get it. I bet you can get that shit.
If it's the secret cure, and he just, spilled the beans, and good for Trump.
But there's more. There's other things too, man. I don't think it's just hydroxychloroquine. They were talking about fucking. It was some like ulcer, like stomach drug. I can't remember. But there's several treatments. There's no cure for it. There's no cure for any viral infection. There's only treatments, really. And I think the best defense, honestly, is just having a good immune system. But you say that, you get fucking banned, bro. They ban you. Why do you think fucking Joe Rogan went to Spotify, man? That was a power play against the elite.
There has to be a reason almost that such a large population is asymptomatic. They catch it, they can spread it, but they do never show symptoms. Or there's people who they have antibodies and can't catch it, or there's some people who say they can be reinfected. It's just the information is confusing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. They change it day to day.
Well, they've done the same with the fucking mask too. Yeah. It's like, wear a mask, it's good. Don't wear a mask, it's not good. And just recently today, it doesn't transfer that easily on surfaces. We're finding out. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, we've been literally bleaching our surfaces and fucking zucking our hands with hand sanitizer every fucking 5 seconds, and now you're telling us surfaces don't matter? Fuck, man.
Just masks. So you're telling us during that time we had no masks that we were spreading it massively? Like, it's still like, if that's the real answer, there's no other conspiracy bullshit on it. They just did it. They spread it massively. That's the numbers we have today are because they failed to recognize that, because they thought it was fucking mostly surfaces. They thought that, and then some people say it's like, well, they just said the masks, so they didn't want people to buy them all. They need them for healthcare workers. It's like, but that's manipulation. You could just say not allowed to buy them, healthcare workers. You don't have to fucking play a game. You could just fucking say not allowed. You just fucking say it.
Yeah.
Manipulation is tyranny.
Exactly. These resources have to go to our frontline workers first. You will get them as they come in. We will try. You know what I mean? Expect these delays. Expect this. But no one wants to fucking be forthright. Everybody wants to play a narrative and manipulate the crowd. Yeah.
But they said no masks, and that means it was spreading massively. If what they said today is true.
Wow.
It shows a high level of incompetence for the Center of Disease Control.
Yeah, Center of Disease Control. And fucking Fauci as our Lord and Savior, Thanks, Fauci. Thanks, Dr. Burke. You guys really fucking looking out. Oh, and say hi to fucking Billy Gates for us.
Yeah, 180 on fucking how it spreads. 180. 2 months. 2 fucking months of lockdown and wiping every fucking thing down. No masks on any fucking buddy. Little kids, old people, no one. And then everybody needs a mask. Everybody needs it.
Wow. To me, the mask, if I had a choice, I wouldn't wear the mask. But there's public mandates, so the mask for me becomes this. I can't afford to make a statement right now and get arrested and shit. I gotta keep fucking working, making money, and so this is my hide in the shadows fucking disguise.
Yeah. I don't agree with you, but I'm also not looking for personal confrontation with some random other civilian on the street about it who feels personally about it, that me not wearing a mask. I don't want to get into it with somebody. I'd rather comply than fucking have to deal with some asshole, some Karen.
Okay, Karen. 6 feet. That's not social distancing. Fuck. Well, I find a lot of things on Alex Jones' show, and that's kind of why I wanted to show that clip of Donald Trump, because he doesn't explain things in the most scientific way, but he actually threw it down of the components of hydroxychloroquine and how it's used for treatment. This video is ABC 7. I'm not sure what state it's out of, but this is also aired on InfoWars, and it's a doctor talking about this is about a month ago of this doctor talking about the efficacy of hydroxychloroquine when coupled with zinc. Let me get to the right scene. Keep fucking shit up tonight. And here we go.
I do want to ask you about hydroxychloroquine. The president was pushing it pretty strong again yesterday. You said you have prescribed this. I want to talk to you about the effects you're seeing and what it might do for people who take it normally outside of coronavirus and a possible shortage of medicine for them?
Exactly. What we're finding clinically with our patients is that it really only works in conjunction with zinc. So the hydroxychloroquine opens the zinc channel, zinc goes into the cell, it then blocks the replication of the cellular machinery. So it has to be used in conjunction with zinc. We are seeing some clinical responses in that regard. There are people that take it regularly for other disease processes. We have to be cautious and mindful that we don't prescribe it for patients who have COVID that are well. It really should be reserved for people that are really sick in the hospital or at home very sick that need that medication. Otherwise, we're going to blow through our supply for the patients that take it regularly for other disease processes.
But what you're saying is you're prescribing it and it is working for COVID-19 patients.
Every patient I prescribed it to has been very, very ill, and within 8 to 12 hours, they were basically symptom-free. And so clinically, I am seeing a resolution. That mirrors what we saw in the French study and some of the other studies worldwide. But what I am seeing is that people that are taking it alone by itself, it's not having efficacy.
Okay, wow, that's very interesting news, and hopefully we can get that more widespread. Dr. Anthony Cardillo, thank you so much for
Hopefully
your
we can get that more
information.
widespread. It's literally saying
Yeah.
don't do that. Fuck.
Yep, exactly. It's literally the opposite that happened too. It's like, nope, we don't need to know about the efficacy of hydroxychloroquine. And he's
So
saying,
what you're saying is it worked after all that shit. What you're saying, what I'm saying is what I just fucking said, asshole. It was only fucking 45 seconds of speaking. How the fuck do you lose track, dick?
fucking journalists, they're pointing out the little bits, you know. And what he said was important there. People that are very sick, right? But I think that also, and I'm not a doctor, the caveat to this would be is like very sick but also able-bodied, right? You know what I mean? I think the Bill Gates and Fauci, there was Fauci-run studies of hydroxychloroquine, and they used it on the elderly, and it had very bad outcomes, right? And I think that's the thing. Now, all of a sudden, we're protecting the elderly. We care about our old people so much. We gotta keep our old people alive.
Yeah. We've been locking them 100 deep in fucking one building, and now we're really concerned about those buildings having to be moved.
Right? Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Fucking... nursing homes are crazy. And that's a sign of individualism as well. Like, fucking up society. Like, you know, you see other cultures taking their parents in, taking their family in, bringing them through the end stages of their life, and taking care of, you know, their bloodline. Like, who gave them life and things like that. We don't have respect like that anymore. We're willing to put our family in a nursing home because it's inconvenient to our career, you know. No one's willing to put in some real fucking work. So it's like first world problems. Our fucking adult, fucking daycare, our elderly daycare gets overrun with fucking coof. It's just like in younger populations having measles go through, or, you know, chickenpox spreading. Except way more detrimental.
Yeah.
I
And
would
probably
go
spread more because they said they didn't need masks.
Fucking goddamn it, yeah. Old folks' homes and fucking insane asylums, they both freak me out. What were you gonna say?
I don't remember. Would you take some hydrochloroquine?
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you had a pile of hydrochloroquine and zinc right in front of you right now, would you start taking that shit daily?
Yes, I would. Absolutely. 100%. Yep. Obviously, I would cease taking if it had some sort of adverse effect, unless the hallucinations were really that good. You know?
Yeah.
But as a prophylactic, as a preventative, obviously I would consult with the doctor first. And if they deemed me healthy enough to do such a regimen, I would. I also recognize that it's bad for your kidneys to take long periods of time. But if you could take it safely for the next 6 months, I already do that for like allergy medicines, right? Like Flonase, I'll take Flonase for 6 months and then 6 months off on it. I would try the same thing with hydroxychloroquine. Like fucking Oh, it's coof season. Got to start taking hydroxy with zinc again. Fuck it, you know.
Yeah, welcome back, little green men.
Right. The green fairies, bro. What's that drink called? Absinthe? Where you see the green fairy? That'd be fucking sick. You ever drink absinthe before?
No.
No?
I never, like, I've only seen fake absinthe. I've never had the opportunity to see, like, real, genuine absinthe that'll make me trip out.
Oh, interesting. It doesn't make you trip out the first time. It's a cumulative thing. You have to drink it a few times before it has an effect. And the more often you do, the better. But the trip is more you're losing your mind than it is a hallucinogen. But yeah, I've drank absinthe before. I went to, it was like Halloween, like 12 years ago, 13 years ago. God. And I was in Oregon. And a friend of mine knew a friend, and they had like a little speakeasy in their basement. And it was these amazing marble bars. And they had these lights with like this yellow light that would come through it in like a diamond pattern at every like 5 feet of the bar. And this place was huge. And they would put a water jug near it, and then you put your glass of absinthe, and you'd pour your water into it, and the light shined in such a way that you could see the translucent nature of the absinthe. And yeah, we got fucking drunk on that all night. I didn't really trip out, but it's a very disorienting kind of drug. It's like the...
You see a fairy?
At the end of the night, I feel like I saw a green fairy. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's just in your view, like a Rorschach view of a fairy. You know what I'm saying? Like those Rorschach tests. That's kind of what it looks like to me. What?
You're telling me you saw nothing? You thought it was a fairy?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When you look at those, do you just see nutsacks all the time?
Yeah, just dicks and nutsacks all day. Fucking what's up?
I assume so, dude. I'm gonna skip the video on vitamin D, but just know that there's out there there's some correlation between vitamin D and getting sick with COVID.
Yeah, get some sun, like 15 minutes a day, assholes. Goddamn, don't live inside.
That's
Look
what
outside.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
Once you're out there, you're like, "Fuck, it sucks out here. I'm going back in," and that's cool because you were outside enough. That's good enough.
Exactly. Yeah, 15-20 minutes if you know, if not at all. You got to get a little bit of it. And I feel like with the stay-at-home orders, people just fall into these bad habits. You know, eating shittily, not going outside, and then you get the coof and think, you know, why did this happen to me? It's because your immune system dropped. You need vitamin D. You need fucking to eat good meals, you know, vitamin C. And again, I'm not advocating taking vitamins. I think that if you eat a balanced diet, that's good the fuck enough. If you're going outside, that's good enough as well. If you're getting exercise, that's good enough. You know, that's what we should be doing in these times. That's what we should be focusing on. Not focusing on the fear, not focusing on how it stifles us. We should be moving forward and adjusting to this. That's how we've fucking stood on this planet for so fucking long, is because of how much we've adjusted. Fucking wake up, y'all. So I'm going to steam past that. But I wonder if you've seen this video that I'm going to play next. Do you know who Alan Dershowitz is?
Yeah, he's Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's also Trump's lawyer.
Yes, exactly. Well, anyways, I gotta fucking play this. This is beautiful. This is Alan Dershowitz on what he feels about the constitutional nature of a forced inoculation. Here we go.
Let me put it: no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread a disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business.
Wait, can I stop you? No right not to be vaccinated? Meaning if they decide you have to be vaccinated, we have to be vaccinated?
Absolutely. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm. if the vaccination
Where is that in the Constitution?
If the vaccination is designed to prevent the spreading disease. If the vaccination is only to prevent a disease that you will get, for example, if there's a disease that will kill you, you have the right to refuse that, but you have no right to refuse to be vaccinated against a contagious disease. Public health, the police power, Constitution.
So, have you heard that before?
Fuck no. That's fucking worrying as shit. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah. These are the things that I find on Alex Jones that are like, again, the icing. You know, like these are the people that are you know, elected and unelected officials. These are the people that are controlling the narrative. These are the people that are apparently governing us. You know, governing is not supposed to be like herding. It's supposed to be more like a psychiatrist or a psychologist. It's supposed to be listening to the problems and fixing them, right? Not fucking determining what's right and wrong. That's already been. We already have the fucking layout of how things go. You know, who the fuck is this guy to tell us if I'm not gonna get. Dude, you're gonna have to send the state after me, and that's not gonna be fucking good, dude. Because that's total tyranny. You think your fucking vaccine's gonna work? No, it's not. That's a scarier thing to me, man. Like, Bill Gates has been talking for so long about both global inoculation and tracking of every human being and being able to combine the two. And it's coming closer and closer. Have you heard of microneedles before? No.
Tell me more.
So, microneedles, in my opinion, is the mark of the beast. It's a... anyways, let me just play this for you. This is fucking good shit. You're going to love this. This is... what is this? The NIH talking about their new delivery system for vaccines.
This microneedle patch is an exciting development. It's a great example of how NIH-funded research and innovation and technology can improve the lives of all of us. The microneedle patch is a dime-sized patch of needles that are so tiny you can barely see them with the naked eye. And within this dime, there'll be 100 or so of these tiny needles that are so small that when you place them on the skin, they don't cause any pain, even after they penetrate the skin, and they are biodegradable because they can dissolve in water. Because they are needles, you can use them for an injection of a vaccine or even drugs such as insulin.
So yeah, okay, cool. That's all well and good. Insulin and payloads and things like that. But what is the public health impact of the patch? I want to know.
So here is the beauty of this innovation, and the thing that's really appealing about it. Actually, there's several things, but one of them is that the microneedle patch has embedded in it a vaccine that is dried. It's not in a liquid form, as is typically the case when you get an injection in your arm from the physician or your nurse. But in this dried state, it's within the microneedle, or on the surface of the needle, and once the needles are applied, the vaccine is delivered. Because it's dried, it doesn't require refrigeration. The fact that it doesn't require refrigeration opens up fantastic possibilities for how you can store it and distribute it. It could be placed on the shelf in a drugstore, for example. You could go in and just pick up your vaccine, take it home and apply it yourself. Or imagine that you go to your mailbox and get an envelope, and in that has your vaccine for the year. You go in the house, put it on your arm, just like...
For the year. And he goes on to talk about it, but I really do want to think about the implications of this. The idea that you could take microneedles, get it mailed to you, or you're a field medic or technician or whatever you're called in Africa working for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You have your fucking vaccine in there with your Sterilant, and you just travel this in your bag because you can't even fucking you don't even refrigerate it. Literally, that's how the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was doing it before. They had little injection pens for the Sterilant that, you know, the woman in the tribe who no longer wanted to have kids and needed a discreet Sterilant. We have your solution. Oh, yes. Can't speak the language, but decided you needed one of these. Boom. Abayow! Is that, that's too far-fetched, right? That can't be real.
I mean, it makes it really easy. I mean, especially if you're talking about maliciousness and stuff. Especially how easy it is to just hit some of that. Maybe some microneedle mounted drones. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh shit! I never even thought about that. Fly a fucking micro quad into your face. Oh, it kind of hurt, but I got you with that Sterilant. Now you can't have kids, motherfucker. Oh, that shit had cyanide in it. You fucked. Damn, the implications. That's crazy. But you say, Miles Lowroad, you're full of baloney. This is for flu vaccination. They would never do that for COVID-19. Fuck around. I got a clip. Here we go. You can't. You think I would come unprepared? Well, yeah, most of the time, but this time not so much. Here we go.
For making this vaccine does not require any overly
Oh shit! Yeah, come on. The fuck?
Complex or expensive. Our lab, molds and a centrifuge can make hundreds of microneedle arrays.
What the fuck is going on? The powers that be really do not want me to show this. I think that's what's going on here. Hold up. Here, let me back this up a little bit. See if we can get this to play. Here we go. Oh, goddamn. It literally skipped ahead. Yeah, this is the point where fucking... can you hear me, Craft? Are you still there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So it's not my bandwidth then. Yeah, no. Sometimes fucking shit fucks up in this app, but this is an eerie one, man. Because it's fucking up right where, you know, right where you would expect the powers that be to fucking censor your ass on shit. But literally, this is a Pitcovac coming out using the microneedles for their vaccine. This was a fucking month ago, okay? This isn't even fucking new news. This is a month ago that no one's fucking talking about. I think this video has 600 views or something like that, right? And they're already talking, Pittsburgh is already talking about how they're going to deliver COVID-19 with microneedles. The next step is just some sort of fluorescent dye that you could fucking plunge in there so that you know that you've gotten a specific vaccine. It becomes a tattoo. It's the fucking mark of the beast, y'all. It's the next step on their crazy adventure towards making the apocalypse real. We need some fucking sensibility.
Won't be allowed to buy or sell without the mark.
Right, exactly. And that's what it is. It's like you can't leave your house. You can't go to the grocery store. You don't have your forced inoculation. And we can tell because we can scan on your fucking arm. That's what this fucking shit is. And you think, mark my word, you think I'm fucking crazy? This is the next thing that's going to be rolled out. And that's what Bill Gates is frothing at the mouth with about. That's what fucking Fauci is frothing at the mouth with. And that's what Trump nearly let go because he's too fucking naive to see that the swamp creatures are right the fuck in front of him. Drain the swamp? You hired the two main people on your medical team are directly connected to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's a major fuck up, bro. Like, people that are really alive and awake, they see you, Trump. You know what I mean? It's not just the liberals that hate you. And I understand people are riding the Trump train right now because, you know, it's this ride to populism. You know, everybody, it's like Trump is the sacrificial lamb. But you got to remember, the other plot in the whole story that they're trying to bring is the Antichrist. Jared Kushner, 666. Donald Trump fumbling his way through the president. We're going to ride the sinking ship because of populism. There's got to be another way. There's got to be more reasonable nature. I think the true answer is Crafter for president. 2024.
Woo!
That is the answer. Or 8% for 2020. Take your vote and give it to the Libertarian Party. 8% of the vote going to the Libertarian Party, and we can see a third party being represented in the primary. I think that's super important to the growth of America. Right now, shit's going the way of fucking socialism, man, or communism, or just total tyranny. It's fucking blowing my mind. Any final thoughts on this, Crafter? I don't know. I got too worked up there.
That's what it seems like. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Total control, total tyranny. Brought to you by the medical SS. Fuck around, and you'll die. Stand strong, stand together, and we'll live. We'll get through this, but it's gonna take a lot of fucking gumption, y'all. Don't let them fucking get you down, because that's what they want. They want you inside. They want you afraid. They want you without proper vitamin D. They want you fucking not healthy. They want you at your worst. You gotta start fucking holding it down strong. You gotta start doing your push-ups and shit. You know what I mean? Because if you're not doing that shit, then you're getting weak. And then one day you're gonna have a knock on your door from fucking someone trying to confiscate your guns, and you're not gonna be able to defend yourself. Stay strong, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, Palestine might be straight, but the gay is real. Shout out to Alex Jones. I'm the mad scientist Miles Lobro. You can check us out at verbose.xyz. Crafter is always motherfucking here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for checking out what we do. We will see you next time.
Drippin' Louis V made a movie and brought another film. It's a dime that I stand this Lamborghini on one wheel. 12 o'clock and I got my gun clock and I'm on one pill. Monday, always a Sunday, pick a time to drill. Getting my ladies, I'm getting my paper, I'm getting my trees. 1000% keep it 1000 with me. Started with my sports so I can't chill. Money over bitches, gotta play the field. Coronavirus diamonds, you can catch the flu. Trapping bandos, walking Jimmy Choo. Solitaire is made a rock star too. Solitary diamonds, I can show proof that these bitches on me just like a pop group. I got racks on my mind and I can't lose. And I got solitary diamonds, solitary jewels. Watches full of baguettes, pockets full of blue. Solitary diamonds, solitary jewels. Girls get naked in my swimming pool. I wanna take care of you and your friends.
I put it out, they come in. Radical decisions, what we always choose. All the dogs is hungry and they selling food. Every time we do it, then they hit the news. I don't want it if it's stiffer, if that pussy loose. Running, know they gunning cause I got the juice. I've been thugging since the youngin' brought the word to school. Flooding all the hundreds, we done broke the pool. All this money bring the power, I done made the rules.
Sipping on codeine, got my screws loose. Making all this money, got my screws loose. Now the Lamborghini made a pussy juicy. Gripping on the wheel, playing in the pussy. Diamonds on my neck, been going crazy. Think I need to see a psychiatrist. Living in the streets in the gutter rage, man. I know how to sell narcotics.
When they let us off a lock, man, we gon' make that shit pop. Been humping wifey for so long, she got a limp when she walk. Got 7 drops in 4 spots, I get to pick where I live. In the back, they playing twenties like a Hugh Hefner Zuby. On my teeth, these diamonds twinkle in the legs of jacuzzi. I be tweaking every day, I got some screws missing. I keep a MX, don't for me, no, not my 270s. And they know just where I be, it's like I'm 7 with them. Having money on this side is not the conversation. Solitary diamonds for my dog inside, he waiting, yeah. Solitary diamonds, solitary jewels. Where the bitches shining, looking like the moon. Say she wanna party, wanna let it loose. Busting out my bag, I'm sharing all the loot.
I wanna take care of you and your friends.
I put it out, they come in.